We kick off this hour with VSiN betting reporter and VP of digital content, Ben Fawkes. He's in studio with us here early on a Tuesday. Ben, good morning. How are you?
Not too bad, guys. No traffic on the way in.
Pretty good, huh?
It's pretty nice.
You must like that, right? Yeah. Okay, so there is a very important vote coming up in November in the state of California, which, I mean, we've talked about game-changing states before, and we've seen what New York has done now with the betting handle. We can only imagine what California would be. It's a numbers game, right? I mean, based on the population.
For sure, right. And you still have California's out there, Texas out there, and Florida still out there, right? So that is massive. I think it's about 25% of the U.S. population combined in just those three states. So three giant states, California, two ballot initiatives coming up in November, Prop 26 and Prop 27. And each of them would legalize sports betting in California just in a little different way.
Okay, so explain, if you can, the differences between Prop 26 and 27. And then if you think, what direction this is going to go in come November.
So basically, Prop 26 is retail only. So that would be at tribal casinos, right? You walk in. This is kind of what they've had in other states previously. You walk in, you place your sports bet. That's what you have. Prop 27 would be partnering with the tribes, and that would be mobile throughout the entire state. That would be kind of the DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM. They come in, very large fee for a license, $100 million if you want to get in and pair with one of the tribes, and that would allow mobile betting throughout the entire state of California. Like we saw, and we touched on, mentioning other pieces I've written and seen, right? New York, when they had retail betting, they had $21 million in December 2021. The next month, mobile betting was legalized, $1.68 billion. So this is a big difference between the two, right? There's the kind of, you let the good be the enemy of perfect, all of that. Do you want it to just pass one way or the other? This is kind of what we're debating, Prop 26 and Prop 27.
And how about the point you made earlier on this? We had a good spectrum piece, but you've said it many times. New York is doing $1 billion a month. California's got double the population.
Yeah, so the population of New York, right, is 20 million people. California is about 40. New York so far this year has roughly $10 billion in handle. You figure that could be 16, 17, 18 by the end of football season. These are massive numbers. And Prop 27, with the mobile betting, a lot of this would go towards fighting homelessness, which is something we talk about in this piece with Nathan Click. Just kind of, that's one of the big things the taxable revenue goes towards from all this sports betting. We're
going to play part of your conversation that you had with Nathan Click, but for the audience who they don't know that name, explain who Nathan Click is.
So Nathan is a lobbyist for Prop 27. So he's going to talk a little bit about the merits of Prop 27 versus Prop 26 and kind of why that potentially is one that voters should look towards, and the differences as well, because I think that's important too, that they are both to legalize sports betting in California, but in different ways.
For sure. Okay, so this is part of, again, a huge vote coming up in California in November. This is part of Ben's conversation with Nathan Click.
There's two propositions, Prop 26 and Prop 27. Nathan, talk to me a little bit about both of these, and especially Prop 27 and the choice that voters have here in November.
Sure. As you mentioned, 31 other states have legalized sports betting. Those states are using that revenue that they're creating to solve big challenges. In California, there's no bigger challenge than homelessness. Prop 27 would create a safe and legal and responsible online sports betting marketplace, tax those bets, and use that revenue to help solve homelessness in the state of California. Prop 26 deals with only in-person sports betting at casinos.
If I'm just a resident in California, it seems like both of them are legalizing sports betting. So how do I differentiate between the two of them?
Well, you can vote for both, actually. If Prop 26 gets above 50 and Prop 27 gets above 50, both of them can come into law. Prop 26, again, just deals with in-person betting. Prop 27 deals with online sports betting. Online sports betting is legal in 25 other states. It produces the most revenue for the state of California. All of the bets in Prop 27 are taxed, and all of that money goes squarely to help solve homelessness.
Where will a lot of the taxable revenue for sports betting go under Prop 27?
Well, this is a big difference between Prop 27 and Prop 26. Our independent budget analyst that studies all of the measures in the state of California, they're the Legislative Analyst Office. They took a look at both measures. They said that Prop 27 would raise hundreds of millions of dollars each year, and we built our measure for that money to go directly into homelessness, into housing, to help get folks off the streets. There's no bigger crisis in the state of California than homelessness, and this money would go directly at that problem. Prop 26, the LAO, the Legislative Analyst Office that I mentioned before, they took a look at that measure. They said it would raise only tens of millions of dollars, up to 20 times less than Prop 27, and that money wouldn't go to homelessness. We think our solution is a better solution, and it would definitely raise a lot more money for the state of California.
California, obviously, this is a massive market, would be one of the world's largest sports betting markets, potentially. We saw New York come with online betting. New York has a population of around 20 million. California is roughly double that. So talk to me a little bit about the opportunity for California and just how big a market we think this could be for sports betting.
Well, if California passes online sports betting by passing 27, by far a majority of Americans will live in states where online sports betting is legal. This is not new stuff. As I said, 25 other states have legalized online sports betting. They're proving that you can do so safely and responsibly and help solve challenges in the state. Under Prop 27, you could start seeing and making bets as soon as May of next year. And the sports betting marketplace has to be in place by September of next year.
If they don't pass, what is kind of the timeline for legalized sports betting in California? Is this something that can happen another 2 months? Is this going to be another year? It's going to be longer than that.
This is our best chance in California history and over the next decade to pass legalized, safe, and responsible online sports betting. Many times this has come to the legislature. They've not taken it up. There hasn't even been a debate on it. We expect that to continue for the foreseeable future. This is the only chance that Californians are going to have to legalize online sports betting now and probably into the future.
Okay, so that was Ben Fawkes' conversation with Nathan Click, lobbyist for Prop 27 in California. Ben's with us in studio right now, VSiN betting reporter, VP digital content as well. So when I hear that at the very end, if this doesn't get passed and he throws out another decade, that's very alarming to me. Is that accurate in your opinion? That seems like a long, long time.
A decade's a long time. I will say I don't exactly know the inner workings of the California state legislature. I think the next time it could be up would be 2024. So then again, let's just say that would happen. Then it potentially could be instated 2025 at soonest, right? We've seen different states take longer. Maryland, for example, with actually having mobile betting, even after it's been passed. They still don't have mobile betting. So that, let's just say 2025 is still a long time, certainly, versus next year. And California is just such a massive market, right? And one of the states, like we talked about off air, that with Las Vegas, too, this is one that would make an impact. Arizona, not so much. California, that is a potential substantial impact.
What's your prediction?
It's going to be close. It is.
Is it truly down to the wire kind of type deal?
Yes, it's going to be close. There's so much advertising on both ends, right? Pro 26, anti 27, vice versa. I think that's why it's so important to clarify. Just let the voters decide, right? This is what one of them is doing. This is what the other one is doing. Because I think when you look at it, you just see two things that are legalizing sports betting in California, and you go, wait, why am I voting for one or the other? So that's why it's important. Make the choice, vote, and we'll see where it ends up.
Well, as you pointed out, you can vote for both. 27 is the one that, come on. You want to talk about the game changer of all game changers. That's the one.
Yeah, look, we've seen mobile betting and the importance of mobile betting, and that's where the revenue to fight homelessness and the other things are going to come from. California is difficult as well because, like we touched on there's so many constituents. You have the card rooms, you have horse tracks, you have sports. There's so many different, it's a tangled web, certainly, of politics, almost unlike any other state, and such a big market as well. So there's so much at stake. I think that's why it's been such an interesting and be down to the wire kind of battle. We'll see how it comes out.
Great job on this.
Thanks.
Coming in today and the conversation with Nathan as well. We're not going to let you leave on such a high note, though. You're a big Vikings fan. Oh, boy, what was that? Was that another Kirk Cousins special for you last night on Monday Night Football?
I mean, look, that's why I was able to get in so early. Just go to sleep at 8 o'clock. Look, this is what they do. As I tweeted out last night, right? One bettor had $385,000 on the Vikings plus 2.5. Like, consult me. Have a little consultation here.
Yeah.
We've seen the Vikings in prime time. Look, Irv Smith drops a touchdown. I don't know why they called that timeout before halftime, giving up that field goal. Like, it's a closer game than the score, but the Eagles played very well. They deserved to win. They looked like a potential Super Bowl team, and the Vikings did not.
No doubt. You can follow Ben on Twitter. He's at bfawkes22. Thank you.
No problem, guys.
There you go.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.